My name is Victoria Langford, and until 6 months ago, I thought I was happily married to Dr. Daniel Ashford, one of Connecticut's most respected orthopedic surgeons. For over a decade, we had built a life together filled with professional success, social accolades, and the illusion of trust. But behind the carefully curated image was a secret so elaborately woven it would take all the skills I'd developed in 15 years as a forensic accountant to uncover. The first thread unraveled when I noticed unusual charges on Daniel's corporate expense account, modest enough to avoid suspicion but curious in their consistency. Spa treatments, boutique jewelry, exclusive restaurant reservations, none tied to conferences or business dinners I was aware of. The name on the gift receipt was the same more than once, Rachel Merrick. At first, I assumed Rachel was a client or a vendor. But as the receipts grew more personal, lingerie, private resort bookings, and rare perfume, I knew something was wrong. Daniel's spending patterns had changed subtly, enough to trigger the analytical instinct that had helped me expose multi-million-dollar fraud rings. I began to investigate, quietly, methodically. The breakthrough came when I cross-referenced guest registries at local luxury resorts with exclusive club rosters in the Hartford area using databases accessible through my firm's professional accounts. One name kept reappearing: Rachel Merrick, a physical therapist specializing in sports medicine, Daniel's professional sphere. Rachel was more than a fling. She was a colleague, a calculated choice. They worked parallel in patient care and rehabilitation, providing them with the perfect alibi for frequent contact. It was not only emotional betrayal, it was strategic deception. The pieces came together like a corporate fraud case. I traced telecommunications records, analyzed prepaid card purchases, and mapped Rachel's social media posts against Daniel's conference travel. Her emerald earrings appeared in photos taken during weekends Daniel claimed to be on emergency call. Her restaurant check-in synced perfectly with his cash withdrawals. Surveillance-grade alignment. Then came the most chilling discovery: Rachel had begun dissolving her professional partnerships. Daniel had been researching out-of-state real estate in areas tied to Rachel's family. This wasn't just an affair, they were planning a new life together. I had the receipts. I had the photos. I had the timeline. But I didn't want just a confrontation. I wanted a reckoning. Something so undeniable, so dramatic, that neither Daniel nor Rachel could walk away without feeling the full weight of their deception. And that's when the dinner party plan took shape. Through my firm's connections, I learned of an upcoming medical ethics symposium hosted by a colleague's husband at the Hawthorne Country Club, ironically, the same place Daniel and I had celebrated our wedding 11 years earlier. It was scheduled for the weekend before Thanksgiving, a gathering of Connecticut's medical elite. I volunteered to coordinate, and through careful manipulation, I ensured that Daniel would be invited to speak on sports medicine, and Rachel's husband, Drive. Ethan Merrick, a cardiologist at Hartford General, would be invited to a panel on ethics. Neither would know the other was attending. And certainly not together. But Rachel, she needed to be lured in differently. So I created a fictional consulting opportunity, an exclusive sports wellness retreat seeking experts in rehabilitation. I crafted a fake LLC, built a branded website, and contacted Rachel through a fabricated executive account. She eagerly agreed to attend the retreat's investor dinner, on the same night and at the same venue as the symposium. Dinner. She even RSVP'd with Ethan as her +1. It was set. For weeks, I monitored them. I hired a private investigator, Elena Rivera, who documented their every move, intimate dinners, hotel rendezvous, and a final afternoon tryst at the Grand View Resort just hours before the dinner party. It was all captured in high definition. On the night of the dinner, I wore a midnight blue silk dress. Polished, unapologetic, controlled. The ballroom sparkled with chandeliers and polite conversation. I positioned myself by the entrance to observe every arrival. Ethan Merrick entered first. Tall, silver-haired, with an easy confidence. He chatted graciously with colleagues, frequently glancing toward the door for Rachel. He had no idea. Daniel arrived next, tense and scanning the room like a surgeon assessing trauma. His smile faltered when he spotted Ethan. I greeted him with cold professionalism, letting him know the guest list had changed last minute. His poker face cracked. And then Rachel swept in. Gorgeous in a green dress, hair artfully arranged, a confident glow dimmed only by the shock of seeing both Daniel and Ethan in the same room. She moved toward the bar, masking her discomfort behind practiced smiles. Dinner was served. I'd arranged the seating to perfection, Ethan across from Rachel, Daniel 2 seats down. As the first course arrived, I steered the conversation toward ethics, professional boundaries, personal integrity. Ethan spoke glowingly about Rachel's moral compass, his admiration for her discipline and grace. Rachel's smile grew tighter. As the main course was served, I reached into my evening bag and placed a manila envelope on the white linen table. Before dessert, I said clearly, I think there's something important we all need to discuss. The table went still. Forks froze. Napkins dropped. This evening's topic on ethics feels especially relevant, I continued. Particularly because we have a real-world case study sitting right here. I pulled out the first photo, Daniel and Rachel entering the Grand View Resort that very afternoon, Daniel's hand placed intimately on her back. The room froze. Ethan looked at the photo, then at his wife. What is this? She told you she was meeting with investors, I replied. She was meeting someone, just not investors. I laid down the next photo, the two of them embracing on a private balcony. Ethan's expression crumbled. No, this isn't. Rachel gasped. Victoria, you don't understand. I understand everything, I cut in. 4 months. Phone records. Hotel receipts. Messages. Want me to read one? Daniel stood, attempting control. This isn't the place. No, Daniel. The place was when you were booking luxury suites with my money. Or whispering promises to Rachel about your future together, while lying to your wife and her husband. I pulled out more photos, romantic dinners, matching jewelry purchases, getaway receipts. This wasn't a mistake. This was a 14-month deception involving stolen money, fabricated emergencies, and a future planned behind our backs. Ethan looked broken. Rachel sobbed. Daniel tried to speak again, but I silenced him by reading a recovered text. I hate the secrets, but knowing we'll have forever makes this worth it. Silence. Dr. Patricia Halden, the symposium host, tried to intervene. Perhaps we should move this to a private. No, Ethan said, voice sharp. If my wife and this man have been conducting a public affair, then they can face the public fallout. Rachel's tears fell freely. We didn't mean for it to go this far. You meant it enough to destroy 2 marriages, I said, standing tall. And now everyone in this room knows exactly who you are. The aftermath was nuclear. Phones came out. Word spread. Within hours, the scandal rocked Connecticut's medical community. Videos of the confrontation circulated in private forums and elite group chats. There was no hiding from it. Daniel was fired within 3 weeks. His hospital cited time falsification and misuse of medical resources. His license was restricted. His career in sports medicine, over. Rachel was worse off. Ethan filed formal complaints. Investigations into her billing practices uncovered insurance fraud. She was sentenced to 18 months in federal prison. My divorce was swift. I kept the house, sold it, and bought a penthouse overlooking the Connecticut River. Every inch of it is mine. Every piece of furniture a statement of independence. My firm created a matrimonial fraud division with me as senior partner. Now, wealthy spouses hire me to expose hidden bank accounts, secret affairs, and financial betrayal. I'm not just good, I'm the best. Because of lived it. And Ethan, he surprised me. After the chaos settled, he reached out. Not for pity, but for understanding. Our shared experience became something rare and grounding. We now spend Sundays cooking together. Not romantically, just honestly. The view from my penthouse reminds me that perspective is everything. From above, I see clearly what I couldn't from inside my broken marriage. Justice, I've learned, tastes best when served cold, public, and with impeccable timing.